Babies, it's that time again. Oh, yeah. I got a little discouraged today in Luke 8. No, Luke 10, I believe it was. And the reason for that is Jesus says to some of his disciples that he sends out to preach the gospel and go home to home. And he says, if they don't receive your word, before you leave the city, let them know that you're shaking off the dust from your sandals as a sign against them, and that in the last day it'll be worse for them than the people of Sodom. No. Jesus didn't say that. You know who said that? The writer of Luke. Why? Because he was writing to a predominantly Jewish community in his promotion of Jesus. However, his promotion of Jesus was often tailored for that Jewish community. And if there's anything Jews love, Jews meaning Jews of his time, don't get excited, people. If there's anything that they love, it's hearing about the vengeance of God. Because their idea of God is in that image. That, you know, when we're persecuted and we're mistreated, then eventually God will have his way and bring ultimate punishment against those who have caused us harm. That is in the Old Testament, all through it. So there you go, babies. That's why they have Jesus saying, it'll be harder for you in the day of judgment than the city of Sodom. What? Because people couldn't receive the message? Oh my gosh. I don't think so. Jesus is always looking for a way to get you to receive the message. So it's not going to be like a one-time thing. Like, oh, well, I sent you some people and you didn't want it, so I guess you're going to have the worst ending of your life and all through eternity than anybody in the world. What? I don't think so, people. Let's not even think like that, shall we? Let's think about what we know. What we know is Jesus is with us. He's alive. He's reigning supreme. And he's complete love. Complete wanting to make us whole. He's not looking for an opportunity for us to be ashamed at our decisions and not be able to change our decisions. He wants us to say yes to him. Yes, Lord. Thank you for giving us yourself. Thank you for living such a life of sacrifice to us, and everything you did to the point that we can now be one with you, and your very nature and spirit and power can be operating in us for us to do exactly what you would be doing right now in this earth if you were physically here. But guess what? You are, because you're in us. So you are here. That's what Jesus is about. My goodness. And it was weird because I got excited because I was kind of sick of all that vengeful stuff I was reading in the prophetic books. And so I'm like, oh good, I'm gonna switch to a different part of the Bible, the Gospels. I'm like, oh good, at least it's about Jesus. And then the writer has made sure Jesus is as vengeful as the Old Testament God. Oh my gosh, people. Get over yourselves. Life is more lovely than that. And these people at Starbucks, they will wait in line for 20 minutes for their special $6 coffee. Wow. That is now there's a life for you. That sounds like fun. So I'm on my way, as usual, on the weekends to see my girlfriend at GNC, who is not my girlfriend. She's just the lovely manager, who's been there forever. Her name is Kate, and she's very nice. She knows all about my all about my issues. I talked to her about Jesus. I talked to her about, spreading diversity, and she saw me when I was wearing makeup and all that stuff, and she was very supportive. She understood. She has a daughter who is a special ed teacher as well, and the stories that she tells me about her are very similar to what I experienced. So I have the same attitude and perspective that her daughter has. Yeah, baby. Just like that, honey. So, just to segue for a couple minutes into the Gospel according to Frank, lately I'm getting kind of the leading of the Spirit of just staying really in conversation with God in all of my thoughts. Yeah, baby. Like bounce every thought off of God. See what he says. Because you'll get like a sense of like, yeah, that's good, and be like, maybe don't do that. So I'm having fun with that. Keeping God in the conversation. And I always do that anyway, but I'm just sort of ramping up the frequency of it, so that I'm trying to like every thought. You know how Paul says, bring every thought to the captivity of Christ? Yeah, that kind of thing, baby. So I'm not thinking of it as captivity so much as I am in just staying in conversation with your sweetheart. That's the way I look at it. Because we are one. We are the bride of Christ. He is the bridegroom. Oh yeah, baby. And he's concerned about everything that we're doing and everything that concerns us. And the big point for the last 30 seconds is he doesn't want us to worry. So how can we keep him happy? Don't worry. Now, don't worry. I'm not saying don't worry like be oblivious to things. No. Suspend all your worrying because you know he's taking care of everything. Oh yeah, baby.